morning, everybody. Happy 4th of July. Thanks for joining us for Politically Incorrect Knitters. I am Deplorable Knitter. This lovely lady is Ann Pinkova. Good morning. Good morning.
Happy birthday, America.
I know, right? It's the beginning of our 250th birthday party. Like, it's going to be a great year. Yay! So, what's happening? Oh, before we even start talking about what's happening, let's talk about yarn because that's kind of why we're here. Not always, but sometimes. My skein came undone. I was going to show it off because we have a winner for June's skein right here. This is Happy Clappy from Chicken Lady. It has all the colors, which is part of why it is so happy. It's got speckles of everything. Be great for color work. Like if you are like me and you're like to do color work, but you don't want to do all those color changes, yarns like this with a nice solid works out well. But anyway, we have a winner. And that would be?
That'd be, I believe it's pronounced Gin Elaine from Rumble. So GINELAINE is our winner. If you could email us at politicallyincorrectknitters@gmail.com, then we can go ahead and get that out to you.
Email us at this address here. There you go. Yes, I will mail it to you. I've been going to the mailbox every week, so it shouldn't even be that late if you get it in. I go on Mondays, so because my kid, quick story. One kid had a big roller skating birthday party. Wasn't horribly expensive because we got a good deal, but it was expensive. And the other kid said, no, I don't want that. I want Crunch Labs. Crunch Labs is this like science STEM thing where they get a build box and so far we've gotten a disc launcher, a coin spinner, a booby trap that has a tripwire and it shoots balls out when you trip it, and an automatic drawing thing. Super cool. So they come on Monday. That was the whole point of the story, is that because of that, my kid does not let me forget to go to the post office on Mondays. So we will get it out because I'm usually notoriously horrible about it. That was a long story for that. Sorry, friends.
That
it's been a morning.
Yeah, that's A-okay. So we have our June winner, but do check out Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. She is our sponsor. You can check her out at chickenladyfiberarts.com and get 20% off your order of $50 or more with our code for July, which is PIK Quiche. Yes, and I believe last I saw, she still has one of her Patriot Collection mini sets in her last chance. So do check that out. She has lots of great new colors. I have a box coming. I'm very excited with the Shark Week yarn, which is great. But the July yarn is Fire Brick, which is this beautiful, beautiful yarn. It is in DK Sock, which is my personal favorite.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is beautiful. It is soft. It is a really great. It goes to my lipstick. Not gonna lie.
It sure does.
But yeah, color. So enter to win by commenting below on our videos on YouTube or Rumble. And yeah, thank you. And yes, check out Chicken Lady. Sign up for her newsletters because she has additional coupon codes, including this Monday. It was a free shipping Monday, and that code could only be got through her newsletter. So do sign up.
Yep. So check her out. She's fabulous and we love her. And she makes great yarn. Like you can't go wrong. So yep. So that's that. What else is new? You said you had a bunch of knitting. I'm excited to see it.
I have a bunch of knitting, but do we want to show off Shark Week yarn first?
No, we'll do that in a minute. Go
knitting
on
first. Okay.
I have to do it, and I'm going to drink this coffee for a minute. So tell us about your knitting.
Okay, that is all right. Okay, so yarn. So I've had a pretty productive week knitting. Actually, so I haven't woven in the ends for my puzzle box quilt yet. That's just been sitting there, and I've been thinking about it because there's a lot of ends. But after finishing that blanket, I finished this one. It was just a big old granny square with random yarn. But it was one of those things where it was just sitting next to me, and I'm like, well, I can finish that. I don't have to think about that for my next project.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did that, and it's Knit Picks yarn. It's the chroma, so it's kind of crappy yarn, like it likes the fuzz and stuff. But I had a lot of it from years and years ago.
Yep.
That was it. I worked a little bit more on what I was doing. But
Something's up with your microphone, Anne.
is it
Mm-hmm. You went
better?
out low like you were underwater. Yeah, maybe.
So good or no good?
Yes, better. I can hear you.
Way
You're in
better.
person.
Okay. Sorry. So yeah, worked on the sweater. I'll show you. I'll show it again when it's bigger and you can actually see cables and stuff. It's just like the bottom edge.
Yeah.
But yesterday, like I didn't have anything going on yesterday, so I knit a whole pair of socks.
Wow, good for you.
And okay, so this is Comfort Core Socks by Summer Lee Design. And part of it was because I stumbled on her podcast. Like I knew her socks kind of by sight before.
Okay.
Like the Nitty McPurley socks, they're going through the Summer Lee sock book. She has a sock club going right now. But I have to I've been saying for a while that I'm going to knit these socks for a friend of mine, the same friend that I went on this trip to France with. So, I mean, for several reasons. A, because I said I would. B, because she's the only person who I knit socks for. And she's like, no, I wore these literally all through the winter. I would just wear your socks. And like, if anyone deserves socks, it's that lady. And also, she planned our entire trip. That gal deserves socks.
She does.
So I have, and when we were there, we saw a bunch of Van Gogh. So this is the Opal Van Gogh yarn, and I still have a bunch left over. So I'm basically going to have to send these to her and be like, hey, I need you to give me very exact measurements on how these fit because I want to do, I mean, I did these in these colors, but I have like, I think I have a fifth one somewhere. So it's like, so I have all this yarn to make you socks with. It's like I need to know like where there's this slip stitch portion for the instep. I'm like, does that fit exactly? Is that right? Does this like
nice.
properly? Yeah, and there's and I really like this texture. I really like how it plays out with the yarn. And also, okay, when I was looking at the pattern, before buying it, I'm like, well, I can kind of figure it out and get a close enough approximation. I'm like, no, just buy the pattern. And anyways, it's a good pattern. It is a little difficult because her feet are smaller than mine, so I can't like try it on. It's like all the people I know are clodhoppers. I have to like send this to her to see. So
That's
hopefully
funny.
the measurements work out. Hopefully that's all great. And I can get a lot of those socks out.
That's
That's
cool.
what I've been working on.
That's fun. I don't have any knitting to show at all. I have my new cleaning job that's really been keeping me busy. And then because I live on a lake, we don't do the 4th of July here. We actually do the 3rd. So I cleaned Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, came home from work, cleaned more here at my house on Wednesday. And then yesterday I was cooking because I had to make a pasta salad and a fruit salad and deviled eggs. And because we had a party. And we were expecting a lot of people, but unfortunately my stepdad had fallen and he had to go to urgent care because he was having a lot of trouble moving. He broke a rib. And so he was having muscle spasms because of it was trying to hold the rib in. And then he like did something that made it mad. So it was a thing. But we had a blast yesterday. So our lake does the Ring of Fire, where at 10 p.m. all of the people with lakefront property light flares, and so the whole lake is surrounded in flares, which is really cool. And then people set off their own fireworks, and then there's an actual firework display. And so my husband, being the amazing dude he is, we had enough people that we had to use 2 boats, and he pulled one boat out and got them all anchored. And then he came back into the dock and pulled us out on the other boat. And he stayed in the water the whole time. And now, like, part of the, I saw in the comments, everybody's like, why are they late? It was partially me. Anna and I got here about the same time, but my husband is like having some, he said he feels like he got kicked in the back. I think it's just from being in the water and pulling the boats. And so I was like getting him a rice sack and, like, you know, helping him feel better. But we had a great time. I mean, we grilled. It was like, we've had a couple of picnics before, but, you know, it's the 4th for all intents and purposes. And it's like, it was very fun. You know, my niece came and got to play with the kids, and everybody was happy. So Tara says husbands are often needier than kids. Yeah, my husband doesn't get hurt a lot, but when he does, it's never like, well, sometimes it's like, oh, this aches, and he just kind of whines about it. But, like, it's often like, I can't move. Something has happened to my back. I need you to, like, do all these things for me. So, yeah. Sherry says she fractured her knee on the 4th last year. Yeah, he actually fell a couple of days ago, but yesterday he just reached for something and it triggered the whole muscle thing. And so they got him some medicine to help that calm down, and he should be fine. But so on top of, like, planning a party, and my brother came over, and he had dropped them off at urgent care because it was close enough and there was a long wait. So my brother dropped him off and then came and hung out, and then I went and got him later. Like, it worked out just fine, but it was a thing. So it's been busy, so busy here. I've been wanting to knit, but I just don't have the time. Maybe today. I don't think we have anything happening today. So maybe that's a thing. And next week the kids are going to camp, a day camp all week. So maybe I'll have a minute to, like, sit down and nobody will talk to me, and that'd be super cool too. But I adore them. They're wonderful, but also, you know, I like it when they don't talk to me sometimes.
You know, a little free time to yourself, get stuff done.
Yeah. So, no, but we had a great time. The fireworks are gorgeous. I mean, living on a lake or near a lake is just, it's a different experience. Like, fireworks anywhere are cool, right? Because they're fireworks. But then you're on the lake and there's all the flares and they're shining off of the water, and it was a lot of fun. We really enjoy it. The kids really enjoy it. So that's all. That's what we've been doing. And so today's our day off. Everybody else goes out and parties today. And here, okay, I've lived here like 15 years. I never, ever leave my house on the 3rd. Like, it's a rule. And I was like rubbernecking through the town because I have never seen so many cars in our town and so many people. And I was like, I cannot believe it. Like, I always knew it was big, but I stayed home and I didn't deal with it. The amount of people here, it was insane. But today, you can go do anything. Nobody's around. So, anyway, that was my story.
You've never had any need to, drive through the party because you're already at the party.
Well, like, it's the kind of day where, like, once I was making, like, a potato salad and I needed celery, I just went to the neighbors. Like, I literally was like, hey, do you have any celery? Because I am not going to the store. And they were like, oh, yeah, of course, because nobody is going to the store. So, yeah. But anyway, that's okay. It was fun. So that's why everything's been happening.
Yep.
So.
And also, you know, some people were saying before we started about, oh, yeah, streaming on the 4th of July. But, I mean, the party's later. You know, your party was yesterday. But, you know, for me, it's like,
for everybody else.
Yeah, it's like there's going to be a parade in town. It's like, which starts at 11. I'll be all right. And, you know, fireworks way later and the rest of it.
Yep, exactly. But when Ann was asking, I was like, we can either do it Friday or Sunday because on Saturday I am house cleaner extraordinaire. I will be busy all day. Ooh, and then there's a field day we always go to. It's always after the 4th.
Mhm.
And it has like 3-legged races and hot dogs and, and then they do fireworks. So it's a lot of fun. Except I end up staying in the car with my kid because one of my kids has really sensitive hearing and they're terrified of fireworks. So that's a little bit of a bummer. But last night, my mother-in-law came and stayed at the house with that kid so that everybody else could go out on the boats. And I felt bad. I called her and I'm like, hey, do you want to come to my house and not watch the fireworks? I mean, you can see them from my house, but not as well.
Right.
And she was like, of course I'll come and stay because she knows. But so that's the deal. That's what's been happening here. Anyway, sorry. It's been a busy week, a fun week, but I'm really excited about like staring, possibly knitting today. Be great.
Right.
My youngest used to hate them too, but he eventually got over it. Yeah, we were kind of hoping that would happen, but 2 years ago, I took them to the audiologist and we found out that like most people hear it 0 and this kid can hear it like -10. So until that like evens itself out, stuff is just going to be a lot more uncomfortable for them. So we accommodate as we can, because we've tried to like have them come out on the boat and stuff, and the crying and the being scared and hiding under a blanket, like it's not worth it. They don't enjoy it. We don't enjoy it. So, Anyway.
Have you tried like Shooter's headphones at all?
So yes. Yep. We bought those thinking it'd be great. And actually my husband had some like of the foam ones that you put inside your ear, and those are better. But yesterday they were wearing the foam ones with the big headphones.
Oh,
so, and that was fine. And they could still hear us talking to them. Like that's how this is for them. So that's why we've gotten to the point where like, hopefully it'll get better. Yeah. Lisa said the same thing. We've tried a lot of different here. Amy says they could be a super spy one day. Sometimes they do. Although when I want them and I'm calling their name, do they come? Do they acknowledge me? Generally, no, because why would they? Yeah. So anyway, but we had a great time. That's my story. I talked a lot. Sorry. Nice. It was a good day. It was fun and exciting. Oh. And we were very, very sad that my mom and my stepdad missed it because we were looking forward to hanging out with them. That's okay. I think we're taking the picnic to them today because they missed it. And I have so many leftovers. So, anywho. Okay. Want me to do the other thing now? I've obviously had enough coffee. So,
well,
I have prepared a presentation for you all.
Yes.
Oh, well, honey, I was going to call you honey. I'm sorry. And my friend.
Yes.
What is our hashtag for Shark Week?
Oh, I would say the Shark of Music is our hashtag.
PIK, the Shark of Music, or just the Shark of Music?
We can do PIK, the Shark of Music.
PIK, the Shark of Music. Okay. I'm making a banner so that our friends know what to do. Look at me. I'm trying to like know what's up. Okay. PIK, the Shark of Music. That is our thing. So look at what we have prepared for you.
Yes.
A visual representation of the things that are available from our lovely sponsors and friends so that you can enjoy them and get them for the thing.
Yes. So
for Shark Week.
Yep. So you can get them in time for Shark Week. Shark Week is July 20th through the 27th. So I would get on that. But yeah, it is very exciting. That is yarn from a Wended Yarn Fiber. I believe it's called Blood in the Water.
Blood in the Water, yes.
Yeah, very cool, very speckly. She may have a couple other of Sharky ones in her shop if you want to check that out.
Okay, so there you go. Shark Week. Look at Look at, we got it all.
Look at that.
So I have to figure out how to get the next slide up, though. That's okay. This will just take me a second.
Mm-hmm.
So we have one in yarn, and then we have, oh, this is from EB and Co. US. She sells the stitch markers, and look at how beautiful the stitch marker is with Mystery Mouse's yarn.
Yes.
So,
yes, she's a friend of Holly's. So
Mhm.
she got little pink sharks all together. And
I love them.
Yeah, and I believe Susan of Delightful Works, she sent us a bag, which I can show off later. But she had some of the pink shark bags too, if you want to do the full pink theme this year.
Yes, there's a whole theme. I can pull up Susan next because I've got it right here so that you can see what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ta-da.
That's pretty bad. I do like that.
Yeah,
I mean, I love the shark colors and I love the blues and stuff, but I kind of like the spin with the little bit of like pinks and pastels. It's fun.
Mm-hmm. That's nice. Here, I will open the bag that she sent us. Ta-da! Yeah, she has. Yeah, there's like little sharky fins on it.
Oh, fun!
Yeah, and then but yeah, there's a couple sharky fins. There is this very pretty pastel scale pattern on the back.
Cool.
It's polka dot on the inside. It is very, very cute. And one of our winners for Shark Week will be getting this in their prize package.
Mm-hmm. And I had trouble finding her on Etsy. Her shop is Delightful Works 3113. Delightful Works 3113. She's a little bit easier to find on Instagram, but that's how you can find her. Okay, so we've got that. Now I got more. Give me a minute.
More sharks.
This should be a new one. Ooh, this is Mystery Mouse. This is the one I'm gonna get. Haven't done that yet. I better get on it. But yeah, I love this twist on it. Do you know the name of it? Because I don't.
I believe she did. I think My Fair Lady is the one with the black yarn in it because of Audrey Hepburn's big hat. And I believe the light colored one is the Hello Dolly.
Okay, hold on. That should be coming up next if I did this properly, but we'll see. I couldn't figure out how to make it into an actual slideshow, so I'm doing my best here. So yeah, that's the next one. See?
There we go.
Cool. Fun stuff.
Lots of coral pastels.
It's got it's got that peachy tone that the Delightful Works bag has. So cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and then let's see who comes up next.
Yeah, just thinking of Denise, Amy's sister of Two Sisters and Some Yarn, and how she always matches things very particularly with your bag and her yarn and her stitch markers. And I mean, that's part of the challenge here, but also that would be a perfect color together. And then we have Chicken Lady.
Chum Bucket.
Yeah.
Which makes me laugh. Will that double dip for Make Orange Great Again? I'm not sure, because it's peach, and I don't know if that kind of counts as orange. You would have to ask the benevolent dictator, Neil, for that question, because we're not in charge of that one. Yeah. So, but look I love this one. I'm a sucker for these colors that she uses, though. Like, that's the problem with Lindsay. It's not a problem per se, but Lynn's yarn, she always uses the colors that I love, or often uses them, and I just...
No, I love it.
I end up having so much yarn.
Yeah, I put an order in for her this week because I'm like, no, I want to use that one. But I still have to figure out what to make. But I love it. I love the denim-y colors. I love the teal in there and the navy. It's very, very nice.
Yep. And then this is Wise Owl Knits. Wise Owl Knits Shiver of Sharks pattern. So there you go. Pretty fancy. I really like this pattern, but I was thinking about it. If I get that yarn from Holly, I don't know that it will translate into this pattern well. So I'm going to have to think of something else to use, because my plan had been to make this, but then I saw that yarn and I was like, now what do I do?
Right.
I'll have to think about it. But yeah, so cool. Those are the ones that I know about. If I've missed anyone, just send me a picture or whatever, and I will add it next week so that everybody can see, because that's our goal. I like it when we're closer to each other. It makes me feel closer to you, Anne.
Cozy. Aw, it's like we're together.
Almost. Not the same, but still.
I just remembered Arkansas Yarn Co.
Oh. They have a yarn, don't they?
They do have a yarn. Their yarn is Poor Unfortunate Souls, but I haven't looked if it's on their website yet.
Well, I'm looking right now so that I can add it right now if we need to. Mm-hmm. That's why I was asking you this morning, because I could not.
I know. I'm sorry. I only remembered it now.
That's okay. Just give me a minute to see.
I haven't. But yeah, I also got a package from them, which is not in my possession yet. But I'm excited.
Let's see. Shop. Let's see.
I believe
I don't see it yet. Was it on their Instagram?
She sent it to me privately. I think they're doing a yarn challenge right now, so I don't. Yarn code. Ooh, they also have some Harris Tweed. Yeah, they also have some Harris Tweed bags. As you know, I'm a sucker for plaid.
We sure do know that. Oh, that is a cute bag. Yeah, I don't see it. Okay, so I will get a picture of that next week for you guys to share, and I'll have these in a better format so I don't have to keep going back and forth. But still, yeah. So we're excited. It's going to be fun. But look, PIK, the Shark of Music. There you go. It is official because I put it on the screen. So now, therefore, it is what it is.
Exactly.
And it starts at midnight. You have to declare your project in the Google form that we do not yet have.
We don't have it yet. I was talking to Amy of Two Sisters, and she is just so giddy and excited to get that together. But yeah, so she's working on that. We're gonna have we're gonna have a form. And also the form will link, because we're going to have a Telegram group, and sometime during that week, we're going to have a private Zoom call with the participants. And yeah, we're going to have all sorts of good stuff. And of course, everyone who enters Shark Week gets free stickers from all of our sponsors and is entered into our giveaway for all of our fun Sharky yarn.
Yep. But you have to declare your project. You cannot just be like, oh, I made this for Shark Week. No, because we have to know whether or not you hit your goal. So it's a thing. Yeah. So I'm excited. It's going to be a good time. It's always a good time.
Yeah.
So, and it's after camp. So that means I can make my kids watch a couple of musicals with me, perhaps.
There you go.
We'll see. We will see how it goes.
It's education. I was saying before we got on, I'm feeling very South Pacific today. You know, I'm my Hawaiian shirt and my Victory red lipstick, and can't see, but my army green skirt. I feel like I'm on the beach. And you know what? Those pretty little clouds up ahead, that is gunfire, but that's okay. We're having a good time.
I don't know. I mean, it could be gunfire. So, want to talk about the news?
I want to talk about
stuff has been happening.
Did you watch Trump yesterday? I mean, I know you were busy.
I did not. I was busy. I saw part of his speech afterwards, but I didn't see a lot of it, unfortunately.
No, it was great.
Really busy.
No, it was great. I actually started watching it a little bit late and had to back up. But it was great. It was a great rally. It was in Iowa to kick off the 250th anniversary celebration of America.
Yay!
So excited. And part of Okay, so going to talk about the big beautiful bill and all of that. But part of the announcements was that part of the bill was the provisions for the 250th anniversary party. So like different things that, and several things were mentioned before that there's going to be the Great American State Fair at the Iowa Fairgrounds, but there is also going to be extra celebrations at all the state fairgrounds around America. Um, that he, yeah, and all this and the state or the I don't he may have said national parks, not state parks, but that there's going to be special observances at the parks around America. There is they put through money for the statue garden of national heroes. So I don't know if that's announced where that's going to be yet, but that is again. And he said that that it's going to be like people are going to nominate who the statues are going to be, sort of a deal. Which I think is going to be great. I mean, I want to see it. And that they announced, and I had to laugh at this, that they're called the Patriot Games, but and Trump mentioned this a couple of years ago too, that it's going to be amateur sports leagues, or I guess youth sports leagues, you would say. So, and he says it's going to be televised, and RFK Jr. is heading that one up of having all of the state sports leagues. Because sorry, what is better in America that's like, yeah, we're going to have youth sports leagues and we're going to have state fairs everywhere and we're going to have parties at the parks. Like that is how we're going to celebrate. And talking about that they're going to do anniversary, like there was the parade for the Army, they're also going to do the Marines and the Air Force. And all sorts of things. It was fantastic. I'm very excited. And he was talking too about the Olympics are coming up too, and this term of Trump's, and Trump was like, the Olympic people, they just wanted a call, and I was so disappointed because it was going to be after my second term, but then it turned out no, that he would be in charge of the Olympics. So it's going to be great. I'm very pleased. Yes, make America patriotic again. And it was, not to get distracted from the big beautiful bill, but okay, so he says, okay, it's going to be the Patriot Games. RFK Jr. is going to be in charge, and immediately he goes, he's a different guy. He's an interesting guy, but you need a different guy for this job, and goes directly into, and he's been talking for years about autism, and we're going to get to the bottom of that, and then just did a whole spiel, and I'm like, whoa, he said the thing.
Yeah, a little side rant, but my one grandmother passed away in 2019, and on Facebook Memories, I have a post from her in 2019 of her talking about how RFK Jr. was like better, and like he was against the establishment and stuff. And I'm like, wow, grandma knew what was up. Like I missed all of that. So it was kind of funny. You just made me remember that. No, grandma knew what was happening. But yeah, it's excellent and wonderful. 1 second.
Yeah, it's been good though for Trump to do. Sorry. I mean, he has this excuse in launching the 250th anniversary of America thing, but I do like that he's been doing the rallies, because the rallies, it's very much a keep the vision of what we're doing here. He is talking to the base. The base is like, yes, this is what we want you to do, and also it's kind of a look around at Congress and the Senate and everybody else is saying like, hey, are you doing what you said you would? This is our plan. Are you following the plan? And I really like how kind of grounding that is too, that like, okay, this is what we're doing, and we're pointing out the people who do good, and we're pointing out the people who do bad, and moving forward.
You're in which, well, my grandma and I Okay, I know we're not on this subject, but Yarn Witch says, I feel that way about my dad. He was a Tea Party member back in the day, and I was unwilling to listen at that age. I miss him a lot. I pick his brain. The thing is that actually I was lucky because my grandma didn't pass until I had been doing deplorable knitter stuff for a while, and I would go and cry to her because in the beginning it was bad and it was hard, and I got a lot of hate, and she kept telling me, you're in this position for a reason. So I still remember that sometimes when people are mean to me, because it's true. Mostly. I hope. You guys seem to like me, so that's really all that I care about, right? Like, it's fine.
Right.
Maybe she remembered a time when shots were few and autism was rare. I mean, a lot of things have changed and not a lot of time, so that's probably part of it. But yeah, no, I am lucky with my family that we all agree, or not agree, but we all have similar views and can discuss them. But yeah, no, way back when I was blogging and I would write articles and stuff, she was telling me I was doing well. It was nice. Anyway, sorry. I'm on a rant today. I apologize, friends. But can't help it.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Never.
But
so are we going to talk about the bill?
Let's talk about the bill.
I don't know much about it, honestly. I do know that Hakeem Jeffries was trying to filibuster it and whatever. And actually there was a person that was undecided that after his filibustering texted JD Vance and said, well, I'm going to vote for it now. So I know people were like, just keep talking. You're helping us.
Just to keep talking, because the other guy's like, this is so lame.
Yeah. And who was it? One of the guys was like, Reagan said you should never speech in 20 minutes. So I'm going to him. But it's just like Trump goes on, and he does add a lot of stuff to his speeches. He's very verbose, but he's talking about things that are actually things. This guy is just talking to hear himself talk. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Trump, you always get the impression of, he's like, yeah, there's some key points he wants to hit, but the guy's got a lot on his mind. And, for years when he would talk about Iran and it would be in your speech, it'd be like, whoa, we weren't talking about Iran, but Iran was forefront on his mind. And then everybody's surprised about it being a big deal later. It's like, no, this is just like the water, the environmental settings on faucets and things. It's like that clearly ticks him off. And he's like, we are not doing
so dumb. Like, what's the stupid. It really is.
Yeah.
So this was a comment. Oh, did it not come up? I don't understand what's happening to my computer today. Sorry. The bill is so intimidating. What do you think of that, Anne?
Well, I definitely think, the sort of big, beautiful bill thing, it's like, while I am for it, I'm for passing this bill because I think this bill will get a lot of stuff done. It's like, yeah, I do think that bills should be much smaller so you can vote on it piece by piece and not have this massive conglomeration. But yeah, a lot of the stuff in this bill, for example, that there is no more Planned Parenthood spending. I think just for the upcoming year, it's not like a permanent thing yet, but that means that $1 billion is not going to Planned Parenthood. That is what they got from the government previously, which is insane. And then that there's an estimated 200 Planned Parenthoods that will close because it no longer has funding. That is so incredible. And again, it's something that a lot of people have been saying, yes, we want to end Roe versus Wade, and we're going to defund Planned Parenthood. And you're like, wow, that's a good thing. I'd like to vote for that. And it hasn't happened until Trump. And Trump, who is more pro-choice than a lot of people, has been putting through all of this pro-life stuff and actually getting it done. It's incredible.
Texas Cheap Lady wants to know about AI regulations. I don't know about that. And
Sure.
I agree with Kendra. I wish that this would happen. Term limits and frozen investments for politicians, right?
I know that term limits
it would be
are
nice
being-
if we had those.
right. I know that term limits is something that's been coming up, that Trump has been talking about term limits, which is great. Miss Sheepy said before, Biden says European leaders are calling him to ask for guidance. Are the European leaders with him in the room right now? Because they weren't even talking to him at like the G7 conferences. He was like shuffling behind and they were moving forward.
Mm-hmm. I don't think about now Obama. I don't think Biden says much these days, honestly. I know he was an asshole when he was in charge and stuff, but I kind of do feel bad for that man. He has been used for many years by people, and that's really horrible.
Yeah, I don't know.
Candace says in his imagination they're calling him.
Calling you from where, Joe? From the ceiling fan? But yeah, apparently ICE spending under this bill is currently roughly the same as the Marine Corps. Now, the Marine Corps has had to do with not the most spending for a while, but still. And which is something that has been said a lot by JD Vance and others. It's like, oh yeah, it's going to be so expensive to have to do all these, all these deportations. We couldn't possibly afford it. It's like, you know what we can't afford? We can't afford rampant crime. And okay, I was listening to the Alligator Alcatraz press conference that they did. It's like, yeah, a lot. Okay, the people who are murderers that we are deporting, okay, about 50% of them have murdered more than once. It's okay, not that there should be you get one murder for free. No, but it's like you didn't get rid of these people after their first murder. Okay, yeah. It is, and then a lot of other violent crime. Just all of these things. It's like, yeah, Americans can't afford that. Americans cannot afford, that they're saying it's like, well, no Medicaid for illegals. It's like, okay, well, let's put that into law. It's like, well, illegals can't get Medicaid. Clearly they can. Clearly they can. And there's all talking about places like, again, Alligator Alcatraz, which is a funny way to put it. But it's like, yeah, so we are no longer putting illegal immigrants in high class hotels in New York City. Yes, we're not paying. Yeah, aliens. Happy Independence Day, all. Let's talk about those aliens.
Yeah. But maybe we should go watch that later. That's a great movie.
I love that film. It is such a good film. I got the director's cut. Director's cut is cooler.
I would have to stream it because I don't think I own it. I know I had it on VHS when I was in high school. Like, let's throw back, but I don't think I have it anymore. No, I wonder if the kids would be scared of that. I don't think it's that scary. I'll see what it's rated. I don't remember.
Some big old creepy aliens.
Anyway.
Man, everybody's in that movie. I'm thinking about him, like Jeff Goldblum, Brett Spinner's in it. He plays the scientist. Like, everybody's in that film. Mm-hmm. Will Smith, of course.
Will Smith. Yeah.
But yeah, Yarnwood says, fentanyl, a huge problem. Yeah, also another thing we cannot afford. Yeah. Massive drug problem, violent crime, gun running, human trafficking, the rest of it. And I've said before that they are putting a little bit of a thing in there because, the farmers were saying this, like, well, you're taking away all of our, good farm workers. And I say, Absolutely, they should. Um, sorry. Okay, this is me saying something actually very insensitive that people will disagree with. But anyone who says, "Oh, my job is most important," and that's teachers, and that's police, and that is farmers. Okay, farmers are incredibly important. I get it. They make the food. Also, a lot of farmers are government subsidied, especially the people who do ethanol. So there's a lot of that. That I'm like, babe, yeah, yeah, that's real sweet.
Well,
But
I touched on it last week, but I'm disgusted by all these people who are like, you're not going to have anybody to do these jobs if you get rid of the people. And
yeah,
I do one of the jobs that they say nobody's going to do.
yeah.
You can get people to do it. You may have to pay them more, but also don't be a shithead. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah. And yes.
did you know that solar farms are classified like agricultural farms? Oh my God. And also, did you know in New York that they are an epidemic? It is horrifyingly terrible here. Like everywhere I go, there are solar farms, and they're just. I just want to know what's going to happen in 10 years when all that stuff breaks down. What, we're just going to throw it in a landfill and pretend it never happened?
Well, that's what they do with windmills. Like windmills
I know.
are, the massive plexiglass. It's like, yay, let's bury it and poison our dirt. That would be, yeah, not a fan of windmills.
Oh,
It is inefficient, expensive technology. We do not, okay, for all of the money, government money that goes into windmills, we do not get that. We do not get that money back in energy by the time they break down. They're ugly, they're useless, they kill birds. Okay, it's a vanity project. Anyways, sorry, not to totally go off. But farmers, agriculture. So they're talking about that they want to keep their workers like, no, man, they're good guys. They've been working a long time, is what they say. Trump is saying that, and it was said in his, yes, sorry.
can I just interrupt?
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Yeah.
Well, Shelley says that she can't stand it when they say that immigrants, all they can do is clean houses and cook and do menial jobs. They can do loads more than that, but legally, right? Like they're very smart immigrants. But Mystery Mouse, teenagers would do great at a lot of these jobs. It's hard for teens to find a job in retail with no experience. And that's the thing. I actually have an employee that I use that I met through our co-op who is a teenager, and she is learning. She is not as efficient as I would enjoy her to be, but she is a good worker, and she wants to work, and she wants to earn money, and teach them how to do it. Teach them early. So anyway, sorry, I just wanted to point that out because it's true. And if you cleaning houses is hard work, but hard work is good for you. And if you can do hard work, you can do anything. Like really, if you can push through and yeah. So anyway, sorry. I just wanted to say that.
No,
I didn't mean
totally. And also, Shelley's saying about, immigrants, all they can do is clean houses and cook. It is very much, okay, again, and I am for, limit to nothing immigration. But also, when you create a permanent underclass, when it's like, well, you can't actually get a job that is higher than this because it would have to be legally. All right, that's a pretty sick system. Okay. And there's been a lot of people encouraging it. And it's like, oh, well, I'm sorry, we need our permanent underclass. How else will we survive? That's a really messed up mentality.
Mm-hmm. A lot of illegals take jobs that teens used to have, let the teens work and get experience. Right. I've mentioned several times that I got a new cleaning job, and it's a very, very big house, and the owner is a really nice lady, and she's met my employee, and I said, she's great. I just wish she was faster. And the homeowner just keeps saying, she's young, she's gonna learn. And I have to keep telling myself that, like, I'm teaching her the right way to do it, and then she's going to be really good at this. She could do it herself if she wanted to someday. Miss Sheepy, who's going to pick our cotton?
Yeah.
Farm and house cleaning are good ways to learn how to work. Seriously, especially
Exactly.
because I do rentals. There are certain standard, like I was explaining it to my employee the other day. If you go in your bathroom and there's hair in it, you know it's from your mom or your sister or whatever. If you go into a rental and there's hair in it, how gross do you feel? Like, so these are the standards. You know, the standard at home is not necessarily the same as when you're working. So anyway,
Right.
I apologize for my rants today. I really do.
No, totally. And yeah, also, I mean, I've mentioned it before, but growing up, I worked at a church summer camp thing, and that was it was, you know, you have the camp itself, but then you had it was called team at the time. It was teens entering active ministry, and you'd do this little seminar thing, and it was a seminar in biblical leadership, you know, all based on the, you know, when Jesus came to earth, he came as a servant, you know, the story where he washes the disciples' feet. It's like, you know, if you want to take lead, you have to work, and you have to not be afraid to do the menial work. So then, you know, we would do, man, it was the same seminar every year. It was kind of drilled into my head at that point. But then no, we would do that. We would clean the bathrooms, clean the dining hall, serve the food, wash the dishes, do all of that. And it was very much a, like, no, you are going to do a good job, and we're going to teach you how to do a good job, and you're going to, you know, it's like learning, sticking to your times, and having a high standard of what you're doing. And you know, and also not thinking of a job like that as some unovercomable burden. It's like, no, you're doing dishes for 400 people, and you're going to stand there and you're going to do the dishes as quick and well as you can, and you're going to check them, and you're going to, you know, send them back. They're still dirty, and you're going to stand there and do it until you're done. And, you know, that whole like, oh no, it's such a big task. Even that is something, you know, as a 15-year-old kid, you look at all this mess and you're like, how are we going to get through it? Okay, you're going to do it. And I mean,
You're going to get through it because you do.
Yeah. More, you know, some 15-year-olds are steadier than others, but still, it's the, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to work. And stuff like that, where it's like, there's so much to do. It is so hot. It is so miserable. Yeah, but you do it. And it's a good skill to have in itself.
Yep. Texas Chiefly saying time management and efficiency are easy to understand when doing farm and cleaning jobs. Yeah. I'm working on that with my girl right now because we've never been under a time crunch like we are now. Because we do rentals, we only get a certain window of time to work. And so that's the thing we're working on now, is I'm trying to get her to do it well and faster. We've got the well part down. That's the fast part that is still, you know, humility. We don't teach that anymore. That's true too. Yep. And I think it was my dad's dad, but my father tells a story. He used to work at a gas station as a second job when we were small. We didn't have much money, and so he worked a lot. And he worked at this gas station, and they said, go clean the bathroom. And after he did it, they came in and they said, this bathroom has never been this clean. And my dad tells me it's because he said any work job, my grandfather used to tell him, any job worth doing is worth doing right. And that's not something that people understand anymore. If you're going to put in the time and effort, just do it. Do it the right way. It's the home training that kids rarely get anymore. Yeah. Yep. So anyway, sorry. We're on a random rant again. Anne's trying to talk about the bill. Here I am talking about how to clean toilets.
Hey, you know what? Clean toilets are important. Everybody loves a clean toilet.
My kids are complaining about it. And I'm like, dude, if I don't teach you how to do this, you're not going to live with me forever. And then your house is going to be gross and you're going to be sad. So you need to learn how to do it. That's what it is.
Anyways, immigration. That's all right. No, but it sounds like what's going to happen. And now you're fine. But Trump said in his speech, he was talking about with the farm workers who are illegal, that it is the farmers who will have to vouch for them. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And he made a little joke and be like, and if they turned out to be bad people, we'll kick the farmers out too. He's like, I'm joking. the fake news will say this or that. But it sounds like that he's not going to do a, Clinton Bush era, like, oh, well, we're just going to make everybody citizens. No, 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 we're not playing those games. It sounds like it's going to be okay, you say that's a good guy. All right, well, we'll do an expedited worker visa. But it seems very much attached to the farmer, which might have some weirdness in there. And we also know currently there a lot of, and not just illegal immigration in America, like illegal immigration in England and other places will do this too, where it's like, yeah, you're not being paid much, and also you're going to live on property, and also your wife and kids are probably going to be signed up for some form of welfare too, and a lot of that fraud happens. So I mean, I don't see Trump really standing for a lot of that. But again, I'm very okay. I want all the illegals deported, every single one. Let's go. But saying like, okay, you want to keep farm workers, but it's going to be done legally. There will be a process, which I think that's great. I think that is a good way to do it, and it should be done. There should be no little underhanded transactions anywhere.
Yep. I
Or
just want to say this. Oh, sorry. The 4th of July is a good time to criticize culture and circumstances. One could say it's tradition. There you go. We're just airing our grievances. It's kind of like Festivus. We're airing our grievances about stuff that's happening. Anyway.
Right. And yeah, and also, I should also say that I'm not against anybody working for cash or the rest of it. I think that the least amount of regulation when it comes to employment, the better. But still, it's like none of this illegal crap.
Yeah, no. So anyway, do we have more to say about the bill? I know everybody's all upset about Medicare and making requirements for that. And they're saying things like, there are some people who can't because of disability or something, but I don't know if this is going to apply to everybody that is, like, if you're legally disabled, I don't know if the work requirement is going to transfer to those people.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in general, it's I have to work for what I have, so I don't know why don't other people? Is that horrible to say?
Yeah, there's some yard signs around saying that like we need Medicaid. Without Medicaid, people will die. I'm like, guys, I don't know. It's like, yes, we're all going to die tomorrow, and there's nothing going to shuffle around in the system to help people. It's like, no, it's not.
Concerned that the partial tax on tips is to set up a cashless society. I don't know that I heard about that. I'll have to look into it. Do you know? Okay.
No.
Sorry, can't address that at the moment. We'll get back to you. Give us 5 to 7 business days, please.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, yeah. Sorry, there's so much winning this week. Also, haven't even meant, and again, Trump mentioning it in the speech. That's like 2-week period. We have stopped so many wars. It's like we have Iran, Pakistan. We have India, Pakistan, Israel, Iran, Kosovo, and Serbia. They're at each other's throats. It's Kosovo, but we have all. It's like, we have all these things that are going on that we're not even talking about. And I mean, we talked about the Israel-Iran one because that was kind of a big deal. But apparently, the flight crews are going to be at the White House today when they're signing the bill. But Anyways. Oh, and have you heard about the CBS thing that they are giving 16 million to Trump?
No.
Okay.
CBS, the
CBS.
the
As
news
in
station.
60, yes, as in 60
Okay.
minutes, because Trump sued them. They would rather pay Trump $16 million than release the full Kamala Harris 60 minutes interview. If you remember, it was chopped down to like 16 minutes that they released.
How did I miss this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they would
Wow.
rather fork over the money than, okay, we all know that they're total hacks, but then be that exposed as total hacks. Because as you remember, that
That's
interview
amazing.
was chopped up and reorganized and everything to try to make Kamala look like a non, like a human being who would give
Like a person
normal
who can make
answers in
coherent
a normal,
sentences.
yeah.
Yeah. What? How?
But,
Man, I wish I wasn't so busy. I missed all of this stuff.
yeah, but it's like, ooh, let's. It's like, oh, one day, yeah, I am
You
sure
are
that
correct.
video will come out, and what a day that will be.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's very possible that, like with a lot of other stuff, we'll be like, well, nobody thinks of Kamala Harris anymore. I mean, it's been like 6 months, nobody thinks of Kamala Harris now, but and like a lot of
Wow.
other stuff that comes out
Amazing.
long after the fact, like COVID and everything else. Oh, and also good news. Oh, sorry, I have several good news. I love this.
Oh,
I
good.
love this week's list of stuff. This week's list
Good.
of stuff is way nicer than previous weeks.
Wait. Hold on. Did you hear this? Can it be any worse than Biden saying, I got my butt wiped? Did he really say that? Is this true?
It's what it sounded like he said.
Where?
When
did this happen?
This, like years ago. It sounded, yeah.
Wow. Okay. I missed that one too. I'll have to look it up.
Right.
He was on the White House lawn. Oh, great. Super. I'll look into it. Okay. The list.
Right. Okay, so first off, the University of Pennsylvania has taken away all of, quote, Leah Thomas's trophies.
Yes. That was amazing.
Yes, and also sent letters apologizing to all of the women who were on teams with him. And, saying like, oh, no, yeah, so we're sorry about that. Yeah, putting a man willfully in a woman's locker room and then saying a woman has to put up with it. That's pretty serious.
Mm-hmm. For real. Amazing.
But, so you got that. Transportation, I don't know if you want to say more on that issue.
I just thought it was fantastic. It was
just good job.
Yeah, like it should have happened years ago, and those poor girls probably missed out on opportunities because they didn't win at the time. But at least it's better. At least it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, they didn't win at the time. And also, okay, how many people said, hey, wow, I'd really like to be on this team, but you know what? That's not worth it. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah. So that also Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy sent a letter to all the governors saying that they are to remove rainbow crosswalks, that roads are for safety, not political messages or artwork.
Wow. Okay.
It's like, yeah, sorry, and again, it's like this is not a memorial, whatever. It's like this is there's lines on the crosswalk. And then, put up a mural somewhere else if you're really feeling it. But
yep. I've never seen a rainbow crosswalk, but I could see how that would be somewhat distracting while you're driving.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. And also, people have gotten in trouble, like, guys have done burnouts on the rainbow crosswalk, and that's considered vandalism. It's like, yeah, okay, if it was a plain
road.
Yeah, it's on the road. And if you did a burnout on a regular crosswalk, that is not vandalism. You could say, that'd be,
I mean, it could be
noise,
reckless driving or something,
reckless driving, or,
but
noise disturbance or something like that. But it's not.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Very good.
But yeah, so yeah, lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff and going on in America. We're having a good time. It's a party.
It is a
Hope
party.
everybody is enjoying their barbecues and their fireworks.
Yeah. I will be having leftover barbecue, and I will not be watching fireworks, which is fine. We were up until 1. I had to set an alarm to make sure I actually woke up this morning because I figured it'd be the one day that I actually slept in.
Right.
Because I don't stay up till 1. That's not my jam.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to.
No.
As anybody who's watched us knows. But cool. So anything else that we need to discuss?
Well, there's a little news abroad, but did we go over alligator Alcatraz?
You talked about it for a minute, yeah. And then we got sidetracked. You were talking about murderers, and then I don't know how we got off that subject, honestly.
Well, illegals.
I derailed us. No,
you're fine. But what went on with, again, quote, alligator Alcatraz, which is the funniest thing. But it is a specific ICE detention center in Florida. And there was a little press conference thing with Ron DeSantis and Kristi Noem and all that. And that what it is they had an airstrip already. So it's like, so we don't have to do the infrastructure of that. And they built the detention facility in 8 days. That it's a big metal building with, you have your bunk beds and everything. It's like, oh, well, it's like you're putting people in cages. It's like, it's a detention facility.
Yeah, and it's not meant to be the Ritz, but okay,
right,
cool.
Right. And also, and they were, at pains to say, it's like, actually the standard for ICE detention facilities is higher than just random, prisons. So it's like, yeah, so we're doing this, and they're like, yes, it has air conditioning. We're not just cooking people in the Florida heat. This is due process. This is, people are being sent here. So the airport is right there. So we are shipping them out. We are running people through the system and getting them out of there. Again, they're talking about, they're thinking of building a second one in Florida, but part of the press conference was saying, like, we would be happy to have one of these facilities in any of the states. And they even said, like, if we just put it in the red states, we can get this done. If, the more blue states, clutch their pearls and refuse, it's like, it's okay. We can still do it because we're getting rid of people. We're deporting people. And also, is said before, it's like, if you're saying, oh no, I haven't done any violent crimes, I'm just illegal, then it is part of the process of, if you leave willingly, then you can come back. We will let you be a part of the process again. If you're willing to, comply with government regulations, again, that's a good, you already broke it if you're in the country, but that's a good sign that you're willing to comply with them going forward. It's like, if you do not, if we have to grab you and deport you, you're not coming back. So it's like having this whole due process, and it is kind of difficult to know exactly how many people have left because it has been on the quiet. But anyways, but yeah, and yeah, actual literal alligators if you escape, which is great.
Yeah, no, I think it's fine. I think that we are too worried about being the bad guys. We need to stop that. You've broken our laws. You're going to go into the detention center. You're going to be deported. If I broke into a different country and I was trying to like get things for free and do things illegally, it wouldn't be tolerated. So we need to just deal with it, people. That's all.
Yeah.
People on the left are trying to call it alligator Auschwitz. They're so dumb. And their obsession with comparing people to Nazis is just out of control. I saw something about an Anne Frank quote being used to talk about like the LA ICE stuff going on. Like, oh, we watched them being pulled from their homes and we didn't say anything. Technically, it's not their homes because they shouldn't be here because they're not supposed to be here.
Right.
And we're not discriminating against one kind of person. We're discriminating against anybody who entered illegally. It doesn't matter if they're from Mexico or from someplace in Europe, or we don't care. We don't care.
Yeah.
You all
if
are
they're
the
Canadian,
same.
kick them out. And
yeah.
Okay, I've made this joke before, but Trump always says, why don't we get more immigrants from Norway? And that's what he said last term. I'm like, I don't want immigrants from Norway either. I do not need that kind of leftism, in my backyard. I have enough of it with Minnesota. So many Norwegians there, and they are Americans. They are our people. And I'm still like, man,
Yep.
Not so into that.
Not so into a lot of stuff, honestly.
Yeah. We don't need to import crazy, lefties and socialists, okay? We have California. Californians are our people. We have to live with them.
Mm-hmm. So we cannot deport them. That would be discrimination. That would be
discrimination. They are
thing.
Exactly. They are legals. They're ours. Seattle, that's our problem too. But we want to take the illegal and criminal element away.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Well, and say why are we the only country not allowed to enforce? Well, I would say that other countries such as European, England in particular is some people in England. Rupert Lowe just started a Restore Britain campaign thing, and he is saying no, we're deporting everybody. When Nigel Farage and others have done a little like the wobble, like, well, it isn't possible to deport everybody. Yes, it is. It actually is. And re-immigration is the only way to go. And his old Rupert got in trouble last week because he had his gamekeeper shoot his dog, and that is considered. It was an old dog, and a lot of people are up in arms about this. And I'm like, again, it's the Kristi Noem situation where it's like sometimes you gotta.
Okay, so it's an old dog. I think I told you about the guy who was arrested for animal cruelty for shooting his dog that was old, and he couldn't take it to the vet. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make sense to me. We have a really old cat. I think I've told you guys about her before. But she has a mass, and so we took her to the vet. We've known she's had this mass, but it opened, and so we took her to the vet. And she's 17, and we didn't have the mass removed earlier because she's 17. So next week, either that cat's going to die having surgery, or she's going to have her mass removed. But what's the difference between? Okay, so the vet did it, so it's okay. Like,
yeah.
There's a difference between like harming your animal and, oh my God, it's in pain. Like, people shoot horses when they break their legs, right? So what?
Right. And part of what Rupert said too, first off, he said, it's like, okay, you can call me a coward for telling the gamekeeper to shoot my dog and not myself. I'll take that one. And I'm like, fair point. But also he's saying, it's like, what? He's like, no, I don't want to take my dog to the vet. The dog freaks out the whole time going to the vet. He's like, no, if you're, if it's in, you're with if your dog is with you, the dog is with their buddy in a safe, familiar environment. It's like, is, a gun more violent than other things? It's like, yeah, but the point is it's quick and it's done. It is still the same process. As opposed, you could even argue that it's a slower process with, euthanasia, but still.
There's no money to be made if you shoot your pet versus taking it to the vet.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. I don't know. We're
But anyways,
hoping
yeah.
that does not die, but that's life.
Yeah. But anyways, so yeah, but stuff going on through. Oh, and even though America, big party day, I do want to mention that there was another little thing with assisted, quote, assisted dying, in England. So this Lib Dem MP for Surrey, his name is Chris Coughlin. Anyways, so he's Catholic, very openly Catholic. His priest said, do not vote for this assisted dying bill. That is everything against what Christianity and the church is against. Like suicide, no, very bad. Valuing human life, these are essential Christian values. And he got all huffy about it. And he's like, well, this is in the best interests of my constituents. So yeah.
I feel like that's not true. Your constituents probably don't want to die. I'm just saying.
No, but also all the NPs that voted for it, that was the party line. That was this is the most compassionate thing. Our constituents have asked for this, actually. Like, there's a lot of people, waiting to off themselves, but only will do it if the doctor says it's okay. Like, anyways. But all that to say, so the priest said, don't do this. It's like, no, this is going to be an issue. Also said, I'm going to deny you communion if you do this. He went ahead and did it anyways. The priest said to the congregation, yeah, this guy's not getting communion because he did this. And he then, got all huffy about it, went to the media to go after the priest about this, and whined and said, like, well, this is something in my conscience to, it's like I keep my job and my religion very separate. And, but it was my constituents who said this. And it's very, this is him trying to pressure me, to use the power of the church against poor little NP voting for death. Oh, and this priest, he's also, in charge of my kids' Christian school. So this is really, a misuse of the priest's power against an NP.
I'm not Catholic, but I'm pretty sure that they can deny you communion for reasons. Like, I think is the thing.
Well, yeah, that's a big old thing for, not just Catholics, but people of many different churches.
When Greece legalized gay marriage, the bishops condemned everyone who voted for it, told them they could not receive communion until they repent and confess.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a mortal sin for the priest to give communion to that person. Your religion is who you are. If your actions betray that, you're not living your faith. True story.
Yeah. No, totally. And it is completely within their rights to do that. But also it's like, no, there is actually an objective standard, and the church can enforce that objective standard.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Anyways, so yeah, that guy was getting a lot of backlash for that because, dude. But
yeah.
Anyways, just another
interesting though.
Fun old story this week.
And Sherry, I'm really sorry about your dog. That sounds horrible.
Mm-hmm.
She said that her dog had to be put down and it didn't go properly, which is scary. And I can't imagine. That's got to be so upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We live in a backwards world. You get mad about somebody shooting a dog that's sick and dying, but you are fine with a baby being ripped limb from its mother's womb. So, I don't know. It seems like a weird double standard.
Yeah.
But don't want to be depressing because it's a great day. It's America's birthday. And we are free. We don't care what Terry thinks about our First Amendment because we told him 250 years ago we don't care. So,
right. And also, and so many things that different people said, oh no, we can't possibly change this, are changing before our very eyes. Okay. We are
Yep.
doing so well, can do better, will do better. Again, go America. I'm excited. Enjoy the party, everybody.
Mm-hmm. I mean, be like Anne with that cool mug.
Yeah. Somebody real neat gave this to me.
I wonder who. I'm sorry, but anything with a bald eagle and a flag, I mean, I actually think the kids picked it out. But yeah. So anyway. Anne has a parade to go to because we've gone a bit longer than we expected. We were late. We went long. That's life. But I hope you guys really have a fabulous time celebrating the 4th, whatever you're doing. I hope you get a day off. You get to have fun if that's what you want, or a quiet day if that's what you choose.
I hope everybody gets to have the flag cake that used to be in all the Taste of Home magazines, with the strawberries and the blueberries in the corner.
We make that for my brother every year because his birthday's in July. So we get it in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's always been his favorite. Isn't that funny though? But don't forget, Shark Week is coming. If you guys came late, we went through most of the yarns that are available. So make sure you go back to the beginning. You listen to us talk about it. It starts at midnight on the 20th. So 12:01 a.m. on July 20th, you may cast on if you so choose, unless you're sleeping like I usually am. But yeah, midnight wherever you are too. We're not like those people where you have to no, it's midnight somewhere else. No, we let you do it at your own house.
In your own time zone. If you have to move time zones, that's on you. I mean, that's if you need more Shark Week time and you actually move time zones to do it, I mean, that is some creativity. You are applauded, man.
Yeah, you won't be penalized for that, I guess. But so check out everybody that's sponsoring us. They're all fabulous. Rules are in Blocked Magazine's latest issue. I don't know if it's come out yet.
Not come out yet, but it will come out soon. Yes.
So when that comes out, the rules are there. Anne and I have discussed them in detail. Mm-hmm. If you are Gin Elaine, is that the name?
Yes, Gin Elaine, GINELAINE.
You are the winner from June. Message politicallyincorrectknitters@gmail.com to get your yarn.
Comment below to win this yarn.
Mm-hmm. And you can use the code PIKQUICHE for 20% off of your order of $50 or more at chickenladyfiberarts.com.
Yeah.
Yay!
Sorry, I'm laughing at the chat. Yarn Witch is like, yeah, Jello cake. And Amy says she's going to eat her weight in hot dogs and burgers and enjoy freedom.
Good for you. Good for you. That's what I did yesterday. Today I'm sorry. Today I think there's going to be a lot of staring. Possibly movie watching or something. I'm quite tired. So.
Man, I don't know how long it's been since I've had a real Jello cake.
I don't know that I've ever had a Jello cake.
Really? It's where, so what, you have your normal, 9x13 pan, just regular white box mix of cake, and then you poke it with a fork, and then you pour Jello over it, and then stick it in the fridge. So there's stripes of red or blue or whatever color you decide. And then it solidifies and you put whipped cream on the top. So everything is lovely and light and cool. It's great.
That sounds good. The only thing I don't have is whipped cream. Maybe I'll make my kids one. Yeah. Oh, no, because we have a lot of cookies. Maybe I'll make one in a week or two. Because the store was having a sale. Buy 2 packages of their bakery cookies, get 3 for free. So we are swimming in cookies. So Dream Whip is superior. Okay. Ooh, ribs on the grill. Sherry, nice.
Kendra says Quilt of Valor presentation today before the parade.
I don't know what that is. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
I'm sure she'll explain, but it sounds like something, given in
some sort of Yes, very cool.
But
Oh,
anyways,
Diana, Diana's a genius. Ice cream sandwiches with those cookies. I'll go get some vanilla ice cream and make homemade sandwich. Oh, that'll be delicious. Well, we're going to eat ice cream today at my house, so don't judge. But use our code PIK Quiche for 20% off of your order of $50 or more at chickenladyfiberarts.com.
Yep. Get your Shark Week yarn, Patriot Collection yarn. She's got lots of beautiful colors. Oh,
all
nice.
Vets get one once in a lifetime. That is cool. Very cool. That sounds awesome. So, and Tara's being very smart. She said I should freeze those cookies to enjoy later. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Eat the cookies now. Eat 2 cookies at once with ice cream.
Yeah, I mean, or I could be smart and good and we'll see.
Anyways, hope everybody is knitting on something nice and enjoying the weather, having a good time, eating food, hanging with family. May or may not be watching either Will Smith or Mel Gibson. I do love The Patriot.
I don't know that I've seen The Patriot.
Really?
No, I have. That was a long time ago, though. So, cool. All right. Well, guys, have a great 4th. I hope you enjoy it. We will see you soon. All right?
All right. Bye.